Hey YouTube, this is Kitty Wolf 13 with a late night update. It's 11 o'clock at night. I should be getting ready for bed, but instead I've been wanting to do a video for a couple of days now and haven't had a chance because we were away at Anime Festival Orlando and it was a fun trip, so it got me thinking. I've been thinking a lot about different things lately, and so this is going to be just a random update of randomness. So I guess I'll start with Anime Festival Orlando. I went there mainly to do photography with my husband because we're starting a photography business. And, so we're mainly there taking pictures of cosplayers and stuff. But one of my favorite things to do when I'm at a convention is troll the, artist alley. So this year's AFO Artist Alley was filled with really talented people. Most that I've met before or seen before, and there were a few that I haven't met before. I was particularly touched and inspired by this one table, and I should say two tables, because it is a group of 6 women who come all the way from Chile. And this was their first international show. They come all the way from Chile, like I said. And their artwork it blew me away. They were really amazing. I ended up picking up their collaboration book. It's called Pink. And like I said, it's between 6 women. And the theme for the book was the color pink. So that's the 6 artists there. And they basically were saying, oh, the feeling you get from the color pink and the emotions and stuff like that. They say it is not only a color associated from childhood to the female gender, but as a feeling, emotion, and life form. Sweet and innocent teenage dreams, exploration and discovery of new feelings, love, overcoming, and hopes about life and future. So, I do like to collect artwork from different artists because something you guys probably don't know about me is that I'm actually a freelance artist on the side. I don't do anything terribly professional. I've done a few artist alleys before, but never anything that's taken off particularly excitingly. But I just was completely and utterly amazed at these women. They were very sweet, very kind. So I bought this book and another one, which is a collaboration between 2 of them, and it's all about the zodiacs. But one of the fun things about this is that since I bought their art book, they drew sketches, every single one of them, in the book. And that's a pretty cool drawing, too. So, I was like I said, I was very moved and very inspired by their artwork. It's very beautiful. Most of their work is watercolor or Copic or markers and colored pencils and other media like ink. It's not CG. Not that there's anything wrong with CG per se, but I find myself going back to the traditional media nowadays. And this is a really pretty print. I really enjoy going back to my roots. So seeing this kind of gave me an inspiration. I want to get back into my art style, get back into attempting to do something with my artwork. So seeing them, meeting them at this convention, pretty much kind of solidified a want that I've been playing an idea with lately about wanting to go back to school, and I don't know if I'll actually end up ever doing anything with my schooling, but it is something I'm considering doing because I'm really only a couple of classes away from getting my AA, and the one thing holding me back is my math. I'm horrendous at math. I can't pass college algebra to save my life. I have tried tutors and the whole 9 yards, and it just doesn't work. So I think I might just get an associate's with just like a math for liberal arts type class, and which means I may or may not be able to get a degree in education because I think I want to do like some sort of art teaching, but I need to talk to a counselor and see what I can do, because I don't think college algebra is going to happen no matter how much I've tried. I've tried in the past several times, failed it several times, and I've gotten to the point where if I continue to fail it, I might not be able to graduate college at all. So, but, this here is a notebook. I dug this out the other day. There's nothing in it yet, but I've been toying with the idea of, absolutely blank, continuing a story I started writing back in, like, middle school. And I want to try and flesh it out. So I pulled this out in hopes that I can do just that. Like I said, I'm trying to go back to my artistic basics, because I find that I'm connecting more with my art by doing that than by doing computer generated. Like, I went through a long period of time where everything was computer generated because that was the thing to do. So, I met an artist called Torianne00. She has a YouTube channel. Check her out. She's really fun and sweet. She also has an Instagram under the same name, Toriann00. There might be an E in the Ann. Torianne00. And she inspired me to get my first set of Copic markers, because that's what she uses, and I thought her artwork was really pretty. So I started doing that, and I started working, and I find that I'm enjoying working in color pencil and markers a lot more than I thought I did or used to. So someone the other day asked me to talk about my artwork and things like that, so seeing these artists at AFO kind of solidified the idea of working on my artwork again and trying to make something out of it. Whether it's just something I do a little bit on the side or try and teach, I'll figure out along the way. But for now, I'm just going to try and tackle. But I thought I'd share some of my artwork with you guys per someone's recommendation. She wanted me to talk about my feelings behind my artwork, and to be honest, I don't have a lot of feelings when it comes to my artwork. It's just something I do. And I hope that when I do it, sometimes I am trying to express something, but most of the time I'm just expressing just the need and the desire to be artistic. So hopefully maybe something speaks to people, but I'm not out to try and tell people what it's saying. So, yeah. So I thought I'd show some of the pictures from my portfolio. These were at a recent show I did, Tampa Bay Comic Con. I didn't do too well there. I'm not sure if it was the crowd or what, but it is what it is. So, but yes, I was asked to do this. Well, not really asked to do this, but it's something I wanted to share. My cat just walked in. Because it's a part of me that I've always had, and people have always told me, oh, you missed your calling in life. And I've always blown them off, because being in the art industry is very difficult. It's a lot of hard work, and it's just very difficult to get into. So I never seriously considered it, because I'm not a competitive person. I don't have the gumption and the desire to go after people and to challenge and to compete with people. It's just not in my nature. I was never good for doing sales. Like, if it's against me and someone else, I'd rather give it to the other person. That's just the way I am. So, but I'm beginning to think that it is a talent that I have, and I should do something with it. So, I figured the first step is showing it off and talking about it more and telling people, yes, I'm an artist. I'm something I've always done before, and I'm experimenting with new medias, and I'm going to try and make some more original art versus fan art, because fan art is what sells, but it's technically illegal, contrary to what a lot of people say. I don't want to be dependent on fan art, is what the main gist of it is. So, and those of you who might not know what fan art is, it is artwork of existing characters This is my original character, Kit Bash, from like ages ago. My lovely Kit. And then, might be hard to see this one, but I started working on bookmarks. But, yeah, so that's something I hope to start doing sometime soon. I'm going to see about talking to a counselor sometime this week, maybe next week, and go from there, because our local state college, local community college, I guess it's a state college now, they went under new management, and they have some new courses and new things going on. So, yeah. I'm stealing my cat. Say hello, Callie. No, you're not going to say hi? Look, say hello to the camera. She doesn't like the camera. Figured she'd say hi since she was there. So, that's something I'm hoping to do because, let's face it, I guess it would be a shame if I don't do something with my artwork. So I guess that's the random news. The other random news is somewhat Dolly related. I got this girl in the mail today. I know, she's a disheveled mess. But, Anne Picard was always talking about her, American Girl dolls, and it was something that, when I was little, I got a catalog one time in the mail. I think it was sent to me incorrectly by some, we got it in the mail and it was meant for somebody else, and I had always been curious about them, but they were way too expensive. She came with this little gown, too, which may or may not be hers. But, as you can see, she needs a lot of love. Her box came in really, torn up and stepped on and crushed. She even has, a little, it's probably not going to come up on camera, but she's got a little scar there that may or may not have been there when I bought her. I sent a message to the seller, so hopefully he'll get back to me about something. I don't know. I don't want to send her back, but maybe I'll get a slight refund, maybe refund for shipping, and maybe a little bit for the damage that may or may not have been on her when he sent her. Excuse me. As you can see, her hair is really ratty and dirty. It might be salvageable. I can't tell if it was braided and damaged or if it was heat treated. It isn't cut completely straight, but it's not horrible. I might be able to straighten it out. My biggest worry is the bangs here because they're almost woolly. It looks like it was braided and then either heat treated or glued to keep the braid in place. But we'll see. I'm going to give her a bath when I get off this video here. Scrub her down and maybe spray her body with something. Her stuffing is really well packed. And she really doesn't have a strange odor or anything like that. She's just dirty and well loved. And then I'm going to try and wash her hair with hot water and fabric softener and a little bit of conditioner and see if that does anything. And then I'll try and detangle it and see if it cleans up some of this greasy whatever. I'm guessing they styled her hair with something. But I believe she's a Josefina. Which is before Mattel bought out American Girl doll, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I was curious about them. I found this one on eBay for a pretty good price, and I want to try sewing for my dolls again, but I find the size and scale of a BJD, even the SD's kind of intimidating, so I'm hoping since this girl's bigger and basically a square, that she'll be easier to sew for. And if not, at the very least, her clothes will be somewhat cheap because 18-inch doll clothes is a dime a dozen. So yes, I don't know what her name is, but when I looked at scours and tons of the dolls on eBay, this one in particular spoke out to me, and I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it was because she's a disheveled mess, and I felt like she needed rescuing, but so she's here. I'm excited. They're a lot cuter than I remember them. I always thought, aesthetically speaking, they were nice and attractive, and you always wanted one because it was the elusive, expensive doll that other people had and you didn't. But I never really saw the charm in them, but seeing her, I kind of like them. I'm not going to have an army of them. I know that's the famous dolly person word, but no. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe one other. Just for her to have a friend, if it happens, if I find a good deal, find one at a Goodwill or something, which they never show up at. But yeah, so hopefully I can sew some goodies for her, and if any of you guys out there have American Girl dolls and can give me some tips and tricks on how to care for her and maybe some places to find some cheap patterns or free patterns, that would be awesome. So, I guess that's everything I wanted to talk about. Kind of rambly, not really in-depth, but I wanted to talk about art. I wanted to talk about writing. The story I'm planning on writing may or may not be a doll-related story because it wasn't originally intended to be a doll-related story. But then I have this doll here, which is one of the new minifee heads, and she's on a Moe line. And the character that I kind of loosely based her around is from this original story that I'm planning on writing. He had a sex change to a she, but I figured that's easy enough to change in the story. So I may try hashing out dolls to go with the story, a la like Denali Wind and Anne Picaro. Or I might just try and hash out the story so that I can make a webcomic, which is something I've always wanted to do. So wish me luck, that I don't lose the ambition and the gumption, and that things inspire me. Like, I have a rough idea for a story, and, but there's not a whole lot there. Like, there's no meat in the middle, so I have a hard time writing the story. But we'll see what happens. I have the notebook. I'm going to start taking it places with me so that it's always with me. I'm going to read some more comics, read some more books and things like that, watch some more anime, and maybe I'll get some more inspiration. But with that being said, this video is already 17 minutes long. Sorry. Like I said, it was a rambly video, so you could have hung up by now. I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to clean this girl up a little bit and take a shower myself and go to bed. So with that being said, I will wish you guys all good night.